Are you accidentally sabotaging your mornings without realizing it? For many of us in our golden years, breakfast is more than just the first meal of the day. It's a moment of calm, a familiar ritual. Maybe it's that warm slice of toast we've enjoyed for decades, or the sweet cereal that reminds us of mornings with the grandkids. But here's the surprising truth. 99% of seniors eat at least one breakfast food that quietly raises inflammation and blood sugar. And these harmless habits, the ones we've trusted for years, could be speeding up memory loss, joint pain, and fatigue. The good news, we can turn this around. With just a few small changes, our breakfast can help us wake up sharper, more energized, and ready to enjoy the day. Today, we're going to gently uncover the 4 worst breakfast foods for our age and reveal the 4 we should be eating. Instead, let's dive in together. Section 1. The 4 Worst Breakfast Foods. Seniors should avoid mistake. Number 1. White toast with margarine and jam. Let's start with one of the most common comfort foods out there. The classic white toast slathered in margarine and topped with a shiny layer of jam. It's simple, it's nostalgic, and it's quietly working against our health. Now, here's the science in plain terms. White bread is a refined starch. It breaks down quickly in our body into sugar much faster than a whole grain. When we add margarine, we're adding processed oils, often full of trans fats, or oxidized vegetable oils that trigger inflammation in our joints and brain. And then the jam, that's pure sugar on top of sugar. Together, this trio creates what researchers call an inflammatory storm. Blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and over time we start seeing things like brain fog, joint stiffness, and that sluggish feeling that makes mornings harder. But we didn't always know this. Back in the day, margarine was even marketed as the healthy choice over butter. That's what George believed. He's 68 now, and recently told me, "Doc, I've had toast with margarine and jam every morning since I was in high school. It just feels right." But George had been struggling with memory lapses and fatigue. Nothing serious, just little things misplacing keys, forgetting appointments. After switching his breakfast, and we'll talk about the alternative in a moment, he noticed a difference within just a few weeks. The fix swap, the white toast for a slice of whole grain sourdough. It digests more slowly, keeps blood sugar stable, and feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Then, instead of margarine, try half an avocado or a soft-boiled egg. Both are rich in healthy fats that nourish the brain and help us stay full longer. It's not about giving up comfort. It's about updating it so that the foods we love can love us back. Mistake number 2. Sugary breakfast cereals. Next up, the bright, colorful boxes that promise whole grain goodness and high fiber. Breakfast cereals. This one's tricky because the packaging makes them sound like a smart choice. But most cereals, even those marketed to adults, are full of hidden sugars and artificial additives. In fact, some have as much sugar per serving as a dessert. Let's unpack this. Many breakfast cereals are made from refined grains, then coated with sweeteners, preservatives, and food dyes. These fast-digesting carbs cause a quick spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash, the kind that leaves you tired by 10 a.m. And for seniors, these repeated sugar surges can contribute to insulin resistance, which is a major driver of type 2 diabetes, memory loss, and muscle wasting. I once met a lovely woman named Linda, 73 years old, who prided herself on eating a light breakfast. Her go-to, a small bowl of bran flakes with skim milk. She thought it was healthy, and to be fair, so would many of us. But when we took a closer look, her cereal had 3 types of added sugar and almost no protein. Worse, she felt exhausted before lunch every day. After swapping her cereal for something more balanced, her energy and focus improved, and she even noticed less bloating. So, what can we choose instead? Try overnight oats, easy to prepare, budget-friendly and endlessly customizable. Soak rolled oats in almond milk or low-fat dairy and add nut seeds or a touch of cinnamon. Want something crunchier? Look for a low-sugar granola made with real ingredients like oats, almonds, and coconut flakes, not corn syrup and fillers. The key is choosing foods that digest, slowly provide lasting energy, and help regulate blood sugar rather than spike it. We're not giving up breakfast. We're reclaiming it as a source of strength. Mistake number 3: flavored yogurt cups. Now, let's talk about something many of us consider a light and healthy choice. Those little flavored yogurt cups, they're marketed as low-fat, high-calcium, and gut-friendly. But if you flip the label over, what you'll usually find is a surprising amount of sugar, often more than in a candy bar. Some of these yogurts contain 18 to 24 grams of sugar per serving. And that sugar isn't coming from the milk alone. It's added in along with artificial flavors, thickening agents, and sometimes food coloring. What does this mean for us? Well, it means more inflammation. It means more strain on our pancreas and blood vessels, and it especially means more trouble for our gut health because the additives in these yogurts can disrupt the delicate balance of good bacteria in our digestive system. A disrupted gut can lead to weakened immunity, digestive trouble, and yes, even joint pain and mood issues. I remember talking to Harold, 76, who was dealing with chronic bloating and joint aches. He thought he was doing everything right. "I eat yogurt every day," he told me. That should help, shouldn't it? But the kind he was eating was loaded with strawberry flavoring and syrupy fruit puree. After switching to plain Greek yogurt and adding his own fresh blueberries, he not only felt less bloated, his knees felt better too. So here's a simple shift. Go for plain Greek yogurt. It's rich in protein, low in sugar, and supports muscle preservation. Add your own flavor by stirring in a few fresh or frozen berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. With just a few seconds of effort, you've taken back control and given your body something truly nourishing. Mistake number 4: instant oatmeal. Packets. They're warm, they're quick, they're easy. Instant oatmeal packets feel like the perfect choice for a busy morning, especially when you're just waking up and don't want to cook. But here's the problem. Most of those little packets are highly processed and loaded with sugar. Instant oats are broken down more than old-fashioned or steel-cut oats. That means your body digests them faster, which leads to, you guessed it, a quicker blood sugar spike. And many flavored varieties add even more sugar, plus artificial flavorings and preservatives. What starts as healthy sounding turns into another sugar roller coaster. For folks over 55, these spikes can cause trouble not just with diabetes risk, but with energy crashes. You may feel great at 8 a.m., but by mid-morning, you're tired, cranky, or craving a second cup of coffee. And over time, this pattern wears down your metabolism. Take Elaine, a lovely 80-year-old widow who told me she relied on maple and brown sugar oatmeal every day. "It's comforting," she said. "It reminds me of when I made it for the kids," but she'd been noticing more fatigue and trouble concentrating. So we tried a gentle change. She switched to steel-cut oats, the kind you soak overnight, and flavored them herself with cinnamon and sliced banana. A few weeks in, she sent me a note. "I feel more steady," she wrote, "like my mornings aren't running away from me anymore." You see, it's not about removing warmth or comfort. It's about choosing foods that support us back. If you love oatmeal, don't give it up. Just trade the packets for the real thing. Cook up steel-cut oats in advance, or soak them in water or milk overnight. Add your own toppings like walnuts, nut butter, or fresh fruit, and you've got a breakfast that fuels both your body and your memories. Section 1. The 4. Best breakfast foods seniors must eat, must have. Number 1. Wild blueberries. Now that we've tackled the troublemakers, let's look at one of nature's most powerful morning medicines, wild blueberries. Not just any blueberries, wild ones. These tiny berries grow in harsh, cold climates, which actually makes them more potent. They have up to twice the antioxidants of regular blueberries. And antioxidants are what help fight inflammation, protect our cells, and keep our brain sharp. Studies have shown that wild blueberries can improve memory delay, cognitive decline, and support better focus, especially in older adults. They also help lower blood pressure and reduce damage from oxidative stress, the kind that speeds up aging. I like to think of wild blueberries as little brain defenders. Every spoonful is like a shield against forgetfulness, fatigue, and fog. Let me tell you about Carl. He's 74 and still runs his own small woodworking shop, but he started noticing he'd forget where he left his tape measure, or what size he'd just cut. Nothing dramatic but frustrating for a man who prides himself on precision. His daughter suggested adding wild blueberries to his morning smoothie. It sounded too simple, but he gave it a try. Now, it wasn't a miracle overnight, and we don't promise magic. But a few weeks later, he told me something had shifted. "I just feel more crisp," he said, "like my brain isn't stuck in first gear anymore." The best part: they're incredibly easy to use. You can find frozen wild blueberries in most grocery stores, usually in the freezer aisle. Blend them into smoothies with banana and almond milk. Stir them into your steel-cut oats, or spoon them over plain Greek yogurt with a dash of cinnamon. They're sweet, satisfying, and senior-friendly, and unlike sugary jam or instant packets, they bring real health benefits with every bite. In a world where so many breakfast foods work against us, this one works for us, especially at our age when every little edge matters. Must have number 2, pasture-raised eggs. Now let's talk about one of the most complete nourishing breakfast foods out there, the humble egg, but not just any egg, pasture-raised eggs. These come from hens that roam freely and eat a natural diet, which means their eggs are richer in key nutrients, especially omega-3 fats. Vitamin D and something called choline. Choline is a nutrient that helps build healthy brain cells and supports memory. In fact, research has shown that people with higher choline intake tend to perform better on memory tests and may have a lower risk of cognitive decline as they age. And eggs. They're one of the best sources of choline we can eat. Let's also not forget the high-quality protein eggs offer. As we get older, our bodies naturally lose muscle unless we actively feed our muscles with the right building blocks. Protein is one of those. One large egg gives us about 6 grams of complete protein, easy to digest and easy to cook. I often tell my older patients, if you want to stay strong, start with eggs. Now, some of us may remember when eggs were feared for their cholesterol. But modern research has shown that for most people, especially older adults, eggs do not raise the kind of cholesterol that leads to heart disease. In fact, the healthy fats in eggs may actually help balance our cholesterol over time. Linda, whom we met earlier, was hesitant. At first, I thought eggs were bad for my heart, she told me. But she agreed to try a soft scramble with olive oil and herbs a few mornings a week. Not only did she feel more full throughout the morning, she also noticed less snacking later in the day. You can boil them, poach them, scramble them in olive oil, however you like. Add a little pepper, a sprinkle of turmeric, or some chopped spinach, and you've got a brain-boosting, muscle-saving breakfast in under 10 minutes. Warm, familiar, powerful. Must have, number 3, beetroot smoothie. Now, here's a breakfast most of us didn't grow up with, but it's gaining popularity for a good reason. The beetroot smoothie. Yes, beets. Those deep red, earthy vegetables your auntie used to roast or pickle. Beets are rich in something called nitrates, natural compounds that the body converts into nitric oxide, which helps our blood vessels relax and expand. This means better circulation, improved oxygen flow to the brain, and even better stamina during the day. In fact, several studies have shown that older adults who drink beet juice or eat beets regularly experience improved blood pressure, better endurance, and sharper thinking. For us, our uncles, aunties, neighbors, that matters. Good blood flow keeps our brains active and our legs moving. George, who we met earlier, started adding a beetroot smoothie to his breakfast every other day. It's like jet fuel, he joked. I don't need that second cup of coffee anymore. His recipe is simple: a small cooked beet, half a banana, a squeeze of lemon, a handful of wild blueberries and water or almond milk. Blend it up and it's sweet, tangy and refreshing, and the color. That deep magenta hue feels like you're drinking something vibrant, something alive, and in many ways, you are. Some folks prefer using pre-cooked beets or beet powder to save time. That's perfectly fine, as long as there's no added sugar. The key is consistency. A beetroot smoothie. Once a week is nice, a few times a week. That's when you start feeling the change clearer. Thinking, steadier energy, better walks around the block. So if your mornings feel foggy, or if your legs tire too quickly, this could be a gentle new habit to try. It's not flashy, but neither are most things that truly support us as we age. Must-have number 4. Chia seed pudding. Finally, let's talk about a modern favorite that's actually rooted in ancient wisdom. Chia seed pudding. Chia seeds may be tiny, but they are packed with benefits. Fiber, plant-based, omega-3s, protein, and powerful antioxidants all wrapped into a spoonful, no bigger than your fingernail. What makes chia special is what it does in our digestive system. When soaked, these little seeds absorb liquid and form a gel, a soft pudding-like texture that's soothing and satisfying. This gel slows digestion, which means more stable blood sugar and longer-lasting energy. And for seniors, that's a game changer. No crash, no cravings, just steady focus and strength. Chia also supports regular digestion, something many of us think about more than we admit. Its soluble fiber helps things move along gently while also feeding the good bacteria in our gut. I remember Judy, 82, who told me she used to skip breakfast because nothing sounded good. I suggested she try making a simple chia pudding at night. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, half a cup of almond milk, a pinch of cinnamon, and a few sliced strawberries. The next morning, it was delicious, she said, and I didn't feel bloated or tired, just satisfied. The best part. You don't need to cook a thing. Just mix it, cover it, and let it sit in the fridge overnight. In the morning, it's ready to enjoy. Top it with berries, crushed walnuts, or a dollop of Greek yogurt, and you've got a beautiful bowl that nourishes your brain, your belly, and your bones. For those of us navigating blood sugar joint pain or that unpredictable morning appetite, chia seed pudding offers a gentle, nutritious start to the day, and it reminds us power doesn't always come in big packages. Sometimes it's the smallest seeds that hold the most strength. Your breakfast isn't just a meal, it's your morning medicine. It sets the tone for your brain, your body, and your spirit. Every bite you take is either helping you stay stronger, sharper, and steadier, or quietly chipping away at the foundation beneath you. But here's the beautiful part. Change doesn't have to be overwhelming. Even one simple swap trading sugary cereal for overnight oats or instant oatmeal for steel cut can ripple through your entire day. You'll feel the difference in your joints, your energy, your focus. And you deserve that. You deserve mornings that lift you up, not wear you down. So tell me, what will you try this week? What small step feels right for you? Share it with us in the comments. We read every single one. And if you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more gentle science-backed ways to stay stronger, longer,